Okay, so this video is on writing equations from situations. So I want you to look up at the directions, okay? It says you're going to be writing an equation in the form y equals mx plus b. And again, we've been doing that now for quite some time. We've been doing it from a graph. We've been doing it from a table. We've been doing it from ordered pairs. This time we're going to be doing it from words. And then probably even more important than that is right here. It says do not solve the equation. Okay, so you're not actually solving, you're just writing an equation. All right, now, here's the hardest part. They're going to give you a lot of numbers. And sometimes you'll get, 2 numbers, sometimes you'll get 3 numbers, sometimes you'll get 4 numbers. You won't necessarily be using them all. All right, the hardest part is going to be figuring out which of these numbers are actually important to write the equation. And which of these numbers would be important if we were actually solving, all right? Because, again, we're not going to be solving. All right, so let me just remind you. M is going to be the slope, okay? I want you to think of slope, or the M number, as a rate of change. Okay, so you're going to have to find in each of these examples something that is changing, and that's going to be your M, all right? And then your B is going to be your starting value. All right, so it is sort of what's going to be changed, but it's not how much it's changing. These take a little bit of practice. Let's take a look at number 1. Okay, so again, you can read. Mrs. Sanchez has $35 in her bank account. This is B. This is how much she is starting with. Okay, she is starting with $35. And then it says right here that every week she adds $10. She's adding 10. That is how much it is changing every week. The M is 10. Okay, so I can write the equation right now since I have M and B. It's y equals 10x plus 35. Okay, now notice in the directions, there's another little bit of directions that we haven't done yet. It says identify which value is x and which value is y. All right, so what this is saying is in this equation that we just wrote, what does this x represent? Like if you put 1 in there, what would that 1 be? If you put 2 in there, if you put 3 in there, what would that represent? All right, and there's something in the sentence here that will help you. All right, it says every week she adds $10. So this x value is weeks. All right, so think about that, right? If she, after 1 week, she's putting in $10. And then she would end up with $45 total dollars. So this y value over here, when you actually put in the number of weeks, it tells you how much money she's got. Okay, so we have done this problem. We have written the equation, right? It asks for the equation, and we've determined what weeks are. Okay, so let's take a look at number 2. So a large farm has 75 acres of corn. Okay, so this is the starting value. All right, that's how much this farm has. This is going to be the starting value. It's B. Okay, now every day they harvest 5 acres. Harvesting means that like we're taking away, right? They don't have to harvest 75. Like after 2 or 3 days, they won't have 75 anymore. They'll have less. So that means that this change is actually a negative number. Okay, so now that I've got the M and the B, I can write the equation, negative 5x plus 75. Okay, now I just have to figure out what the x and the y represent. And again, the words will help. Since it says every day they harvest 5 acres, that x represents days. Okay. And then actually the words up here will help also. Since it says they start off with 75 acres, that's what y is. It's the number of acres. All right. So again, the first step, figure out what's their starting value, what's changing. So you know that M and B. Then make sure you can go back and label what those things represent. And that's where the words will actually help. Okay, let's try it. We'll do number 3 together, and then you'll finish this worksheet on your own. Okay, so for number 3, let's see. A package of cookies contains 36 cookies. Okay, so that's B. That's how much the package starts with. And then it says that Joe eats 3 cookies every hour. Okay, now eating means that the amount of cookies is going down. Okay, so the m is negative. So here's the equation. Negative 3x plus 36. Okay, now again, if you go back to the words, it's 3 cookies every hour. So this represents hours. All right, and this, since it's 36 cookies, that's what y represents. It's the number of cookies. All right, give the rest of this worksheet a try. I should be back on Monday. See you then.